Is that the new dog sound? Okay. That's definitely it. There's 4? Oh my god. Okay, well that wasn't that bad. 4 more? Okay. Okay, I see they still bounce everywhere. Even more? Oh my god. I actually got jump scared. I didn't know there was this many. There's more? What is happening? This is crazy, actually. There's so many. Is that 5 sets of doggos? That's actually sick. Welcome back, everyone. That was a clip of my first experience with the new Endless Dogs mode from my stream, and I honestly can't believe it's been a week since we got this update. Time has just been going insanely fast, and I'm happy I actually got to enjoy the new Darktide reworks and a few other things like the new Diablo 3 season. It's actually been really fun, too. So this is just going to be my opinion about the Blessing update and just more of a chill video overall. So lighting this off, we obviously have to start with the new Doggo mode, and the first iteration of this mode was... obviously not well received, to say the least. So when I saw they were bringing hunting grounds back, I was like, this is done. The game's done for a second time. I was seething. But my specialty is ramming my head into things and testing stuff, so I jumped right in the second I saw it with the lowest possible expectations, and I was actually blown away. Not only is it well done, it's exactly what I imagined Endless Doggos was going to be, just a pack of dogs running it down at you. It really promotes the team mindset that I preach so much in like all my class guides. I really want everybody to play as a team, and I think it's way more fun to play as a team. So seeing everyone jump into the safety huddle whenever it happens is actually hilarious, and I just love it. And I do hope they keep going in this direction of a fun, focused game mode like that. So even though they made us player test the doggo feature, which obviously made a lot of people mad, it created a good thing eventually, at least. But to avoid a game mode that just isn't fun, they should just ask a few creators to test it out and give proper feedback before they leave it on for 5 weeks and go for a vacation. So we never have another instant like December doggos ever again. But moving on, I think the doggo mode needs to change in 2 ways. First, the knockback from the leap should just be removed unless you're standing like in the direct path that it's leaping, but in that case, you should just get knocked down. And the second one is the baseline Pog sound is still broken and behaves more like a liquid than an actual doggo, so I think they should just get rid of it and replace it with the new style dog. Even though some people would miss the old doggo jumping into the stratosphere, I know most of us won't miss it sliding and bouncing across all the walls of the place. But other than that, I think the new game modes are fun. And after reading a bunch of feedback in the YouTube comments, Discord, and Reddit, I saw a lot of people, including me, I thought of this too, all wanted pretty much the same thing. Hunting grounds in a blackout mission or the smoke mission or whatever. They both really turned Darktide into more of a horror game, and I just love the glowing eyes coming through that like darkness at you from just the normal mobs. I couldn't imagine it with 4 dogs. It would just turn into a nightmare. And if you've ever watched some of my old stuff where I just scream like a little girl when I play horror games, you'll get it. I'm not good with jump scares, but I don't even know if they have the technology to do 2 modifiers at the same time right now. I think it might be something cool that we'll see with like maybe a seasonal update in the future that they kind of hinted at in a couple posts a while ago, but that type of thing in a character per quarter are obviously delayed for now. But since we have access to Darktide source code, we can see everything that gets added every patch if you take the time. It is difficult to data mine a lot of this stuff, so I'm still going through all of the most recent patch, but there's quite a few things getting added, and one thing that I saw was really cool in the training room mod, it lets you spawn new mobs or whatever, or like the fully detailed models that they actually put into the game. And you probably saw it on Reddit, but if you didn't, Frosty Blade posted a few pictures of the flamethrower thick boy, and I linked his Reddit post in the description. But just fighting this thing looks like it would be a nightmare, and I can't wait to actually do it. The only problem is when I try and load this mod up, it just spam crashes my game, so I can't actually go into the training room with the cool mod yet. But in the future, when I can, I'll get some videos of the cool stuff that you can spawn. But now we're going to go into the blessing crafting part of the update. I've seen a lot of salt about it, but I personally think it's great. I don't hate this RNG system, but I've also played a lot of KR and CN MMOs, and they're a lot worse than this. So it's not as bad as some people are making it out to be if you do my rolling method where you just tap the blue and reset over and over again to get the things you actually want. But I would like to see them actualize the original idea of being able to move blessings from one weapon to another. Like blaze away on a braced autogun would just be ridiculous, but something like quell perils on a plasma gun, making it vent on weak point hit, would just be insanely cool. And it's something that they originally wanted, and it's something I would really like to see in the game too. I don't think it would be a problem, but this next part ties into it. I've been playing the most recent Diablo 3 season. I haven't played in years. Like last time I played, GR70 was like the highest. So that's probably gibberish to most people that don't play D3, but the point is that Diablo has a cube that you can suck legendary powers out of and use one weapon, one jewelry, and one armor like at all times. So I was thinking that Darktide should probably steal that asset and use it to evolve the blessing system to a new level. So you have your baseline kit, but you have one bonus blessing for one melee weapon, one for a ranged weapon, and then one for a curio slot. I just thought it would be a cool idea to do it that way if they aren't able to make blessings transfer across weapons for some technical reason. Just let me know what you think would be the best. I know there's a ton of cool ideas, and this is just mine after playing the most recent Diablo season. It seems like it would actually work pretty well to just add like a Herodric cube type system to Darktide. And some people are confused about how crit works in the game, and I'll be explaining it visually in the melee tier list that's coming out in a day or two because it's really important for a lot of the melee weapons. It's really a shame Dark Mask got taken down because they had all the stuff on their website. They were data mining heavily to like stay ahead of the other websites and like be ahead of the curve. So it's a good thing I screenshotted everything on their site before it got taken down. They had crazy good infographs for everything, and I stored them safely away in a few places to make sure I don't ever lose them. And they're also in previous videos. And all of that data is pulled from Darktide's source code. I just explain it in a trust me bro kind of way, so that way you can consume the info without it being as mind-numbing as finding it. But if trust me bro isn't good enough for you, I'm sure that you'll have fun scrolling through endless amounts of data mined information just so you can enjoy this as much as I do. It sure is fun to browse all this. Now, Blaze Away is bugging out in a lot of situations and just not working a lot after the most recent hotfix on the single shot weapons and the plasma gun, actually. I don't even think it's working on the plasma gun altogether anymore. But a lot of other blessings also got completely broken after the most recent hotfix, and I have a list of some stuff that's broken right now, but if you find one that isn't working, just comment it down below. I'll add it to the list, and I'll put it in the useful stuff channel in Discord. That way we know what blessings to avoid, and I really think the devs need to do a testing pass on all the weapons for all the blessings right now, because there's some launch blessings that still don't work on their weapons. So overall, I think this is a pretty good patch. It's still having growing pains, but it's definitely a step in the right direction. I do think as long as they keep the weekly updates of what they're doing and planning coming, I don't see any glaring problems other than just slow content. But I was thinking they would do the big brain play and follow the blessing patch with a content update to shock us all, but that was a wishful play. It's my birthday week, so I figured I could dream at least for a minute. But either way, I do have to say I'm pretty happy with the current direction, and a few people asked what else I'll be doing, so Diablo 4. I'm gonna go hard on this game. I'm addicted to PvE horde slaying games, so expect a lot of D4 videos. I'm gonna be pumping them out while Darktide has downtime, basically. I love Diablo. Top-down games in general I've always loved, and Diablo is one that I've been all over since I was a wee lad. And there's a new Horde Zerg defense game coming out called Starship Troopers Extermination. Really gives you that like Darktide vibe. Well, actually, probably more the Left 4 Dead 2 style where it's like Horde mode defense. It just looks insanely cool. I've loved Starship Troopers since I was a kid too. I've got a DVD of Starship Troopers the first. I love that movie, but they really butchered the other ones. I do love how cheesy it is, and the bugs are just insanely good monsters to get zerged by. So I can't wait to make a ton of videos for that. I think that game's going to be insanely fun. And I just want to know what you all think about it and if you'd want to see some stuff like that. I know most of you probably like horde slaying or horde style shooter games because you like stuff like Darktide, but this is one that I'm really excited for. So I want to hear what everybody else thinks about it after seeing the trailer. And I'll probably be streaming the melee games I need for the melee weapon tier list so people don't cap me into oblivion on some of the stuff I'm going to say. I worked really hard on the range tier list to make sure that it was like definitively the best. And I'm really happy with the feedback from my first two. Usually people, including myself, disagree with like 50% of most tier lists, and almost everyone agrees with all but one or two weapons from mine. So that made me really happy that I hit the nail on the head. And it's really just the plasma gun that pisses people off, but we all know why it is where it is. So that's probably as good as you can get a tier list, but I know the melee one's going to cause some molding already. I can feel the salt in the wind. My skin's actually drying out already. So I'm going to go moisturize, and you should too. Make sure you have a great night.